So for this project, I started with a 9 by 7-inch frame, and I prepared it by removing all the clips off the back, taking the backing out, taking the glass out, and then taking Elmer's glue and running it around the perimeter of the back of the frame where the glass would sit. Then I replace the glass, and then I take another layer of Elmer's glue and put it along the perimeter again. And this serves two purposes. It helps to hold the glass in place, and it also helps to prevent any resin leaks when you put resin on the other side. Then I went onto the computer and I looked up free butterfly clip art, and this is just to use as a template. I taped it to the back of the glass, and then I flipped it over. Now, I had previously purchased this roll of jewelry, gosh, probably 2 years ago, and I had never used it. And I thought, because this frame was so tiny, I thought this would be perfect to use for it. So I actually outlined the butterfly by taking Elmer's glue and running it along the perimeter of the butterfly and cut it. I actually was able to cut it with the scissors. Now, if I had to do this again, I would not have put that much glue on it, because after it dried, I did have to go around with a razor and clean it up, and being such a small area to work in, it was really quite difficult. Now, Elmer's glue does dry fairly clear, but I really didn't want to take any chances. On the inside that's going to be covered with glass, it was okay, but around the perimeter I didn't want anything to be showing. So then I went into my jewelry and I started messing around with putting pieces of jewelry in different places, and the four in the actual corners are actually from one necklace that I took apart, and then the two with the three clear glass crystals in it is from another piece of jewelry. Now, this that I'm showing you here is Ashland decorative filler that I have actually colored with Krylon Sea Glass spray paint. So color them with different alcohol inks, but this was the color that I needed, so that's why I used the spray paint. Then I took the Ashland decorative filler and just put it inside the perimeters of the butterfly that I had put the jewelry around, and kind of spread that around a little bit. And next I took the jewelry that I had previously had on there and placed it back, and I ended up leaving off the circles, the two circles, but I did put all the other jewelry back on. And this glass is reflective glass, and when you dye it, whichever way you're going to dye it, with the spray paint or alcohol ink, the reflective qualities are still there. So that's what's real nice about it. Then I messed around with the body a little bit, and the antennae, which I ended up using all jewelry for the entire body and for the antennae, and I saved those to the side to put on after I put the resin on, because I just figured they would float away, the antennae. So next I was ready for resin. I used the art resin, 1-to-1 ratio resin, 1 part resin to 1 part hardener. I always use gloves. I always wear a respirator. I stir it for 3 minutes slowly to help prevent bubbles, scraping the sides and scraping the bottom. I first started putting it over the glass, because that's what I usually do first, and then around the perimeter, pushing it into the corners and up around the edges so that nothing's left out. And then I use the heat gun or the little kitchen torch to get rid of the bubbles. And then I always go around and look to make sure there's no sediment or cat hairs or anything in it. When you're done with your project, it needs to sit on a flat level surface at temperatures between 72 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit overnight. It takes a full 24 hours to cure. And next you'll see me putting the finishing touches on. I put the antennae on and little tiny beads at the very top of the antennae. And of course I put these on last because I thought if I poured the resin over it, they would just float away and I would be having to put them back in their place anyway. And it's in your best interest to put a dust cover over.
Hey everyone. So you saw the little butterfly that I made yesterday. Well, this one's even smaller than that one. And this one I didn't put the glass around, and I kind of like this better.
Let me show you up front. I think it turned out real pretty and sparkly. And
So this one I actually made for my cousin. My cousin had said a few weeks ago she needed something to put on her, some kind of a shelf that she has in her bedroom. And I said, well, what color? And she said, cornflower blue. And I said, oh, okay. I didn't know what cornflower blue was. And I was looking at my spray paints and I didn't realize that this was called cornflower. So this is actually the sea glass spray paint, which if you put it on larger pieces of glass, hi Sam, it'll be kind of a frosted look. So that's the sea glass. And there's also the stained glass, which is clearer. But anyway, so this here, which is a big thing of it, but it comes in small containers, Ashland decorative base filler up at Michael's. And I took it and I spray painted it with this, and this is what it turns out like. And it's like a mirrored glass, but it, whoops, I just spilled it all over the counter. It's like a mirrored glass, but when you spray it with the spray paint, it doesn't cover up the mirror effect. So you can still see the sparkly glass. Anyway, I think it turned out really cute. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was super, super easy to do. And I think I'm gonna try to do something like this with Mod Podge on glass. And I'll see how it turns out, and maybe on canvas also. So one or the other or both. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to be notified of future videos, subscribe. And I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching.